It's like, okay, we get it. You don't have to keep harping on the friggin' crossing the finish line. All right, man. Welcome back to Dramatic Evaluation. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the new Netflix movie, War Machine. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please leave a comment. This video is going to be spoiler free. It'll have like trailer level, general stuff that I'll mention here and there, but not spoiling the plot, not saying what happens, so don't worry about that. And I'm pissed. Didn't turn on my coffee maker before I got in the shower this morning, so have to have it on now, and it's brewing coffee, and it is so loud. So sorry about that. Hopefully the microphone does not pick that up, but if you do hear the that's what that is, and I'm pissed, but it's all good. We'll just move right on forward. Alright, so this movie came out recently. It's starring Alan Ritchson. That's the lead actor. There's some other rando actors. Esai Morales and Dennis Quaid are in it for a minute as the commanding officers of this training program or whatever. But it's basically Alan Ritchson movie. He is the guy from Reacher. More notably for me, he was Thad Castle from Blue Mountain State, a hilarious, underrated comedy show a few years ago, or, I don't know, a decade or two ago maybe now. But he, I don't know, I really like him. Okay, I like Alan Ritchson. He's good. I enjoy him in all the things that I've seen him in. I just started watching Reacher recently, but let's get real, dude. He's not a very good actor, right? There's something going on here. He's just not natural. He's not real. Like watching Reacher and watching this, like his line delivery is just like stiff and not natural. So I don't know, man. It's one of these weird things where it's like he's honestly not that good at just straight line delivery, but yet he's charismatic enough and watchable and likable enough that I do like him. I like him as an actor. But the main parts of this movie that makes this movie awesome is all the action stuff, and he's great in all of those action sequences. So it's kind of like it makes up for it, I guess. I don't know, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, pay attention and watch him when he's delivering lines, just in a serious conversation or whatever in a scene. It's not that natural. But anyway, I do like him, so I don't know. So general plot overview of this movie. It's a pretty straightforward story, straightforward action movie. So I love that. Just give me a cool story. Don't dance around and do metaphors and fake outs and dream sequences. Just tell me a story, show me a thing, and they do that, and I love that. Just real quick overview. So two brothers are in the military. The movie opens with a kind of battle sequence where the main character, Alan Ritchson, loses his brother. Before that, they had talked about joining the Army Rangers together, going through this intense selection program to get into the Rangers and doing that together. So after his brother dies, he feels he needs to finish that out and go do that. So he goes to do that program, and it's a super intense program he's going through. He's dominating. He's getting through all the tests and everything. Meanwhile, there's a scene or two of someone watching the news while they're in their downtime between testing and stuff, and there's a meteor coming and it's on course to go right past the Earth or right near the Earth or whatever. So keep that in mind. And then they're on their last kind of test, final mission or final test for this selection program. They've whittled it down to this kind of like last group of guys, and their last test is kind of out in the wilderness, and they're having to kind of traverse an area and go somewhere, and then they're just out in the woods and stuff. And while they're out there, that meteor comes and it hits right in the area that they're at, and it drops this crazy giant alien mechanical death war machine. And then so from then it just starts firing on people and just murdering people. So then they have to just run and try to survive out in the wilderness and try to get away from this thing. So right there, awesome story, classic, great setup. This is probably like one of the best action movies in a while that I've seen. Like, there's been obviously plenty of good action movies over the years, but like this one, it just really hit for me. I was really enjoying it. It's just a great setup. I love this type of story, type of movie, similar to like The Predator, that kind of thing, where it's just like dudes kind of doing a thing already. They're out in the jungle or out in the wilderness or whatever, and then all of a sudden this crazy, whether it be a monster or an alien, or in this case, kind of alien slash technology, weaponry, whatever, shows up and starts annihilating people, and they gotta find a way to survive and get away from it. So definitely reminiscent of Predator in that way, I would say. And I just love that kind of story. That's just super for me, for sure. Awesome action sequences in this movie. There's like a part where they're all rolling down a hill trying to get away from this, and they all fall, and they're like rolling down a hill, and like there's just like shot after shot of like this guy bashes back on a tree, this dude hits his knee and breaks it off, like this guy lands on a tree branch and impales himself, like all this crazy stuff. So there's a lot of that, just like real impactful, hard-hitting, like crazy intense action sequences that just are really well done, and they just do a really good job with that. There's a big scene in the movie where they do like a big chase in the truck. They're in this truck trying to drive away from it, and it's chasing after them, and there's all this crazy stuff happening. They're going through all the trees, knocking stuff down, people falling out of the truck and all this. Like, man, there was definitely some good choreography and just planned out action sequences that were really good, and just, the CGI and effects and everything, like, just worked very well, and it just was a really eventful and solid, fun action movie. The cinematography and the effects are good. Like I said, like the movie looks great. It's cool effects. The smoke coming off the machine when you first meet the war machine, it like is like coming activated. And as it's doing that, there's all this like smoke like pouring off of it. This is really cool looking effect of like the smoke pouring off of it. And I thought it was going to be like that the whole movie. That would have been really cool, and they should have done that, frankly. I don't know why they didn't, but it was only that first scene while it's being activated, all the smoke's pouring off it for like a minute or whatever. And then the rest of the movie, it's just the machine itself. That looked really rad, and I thought that would have been cool to just keep that going the whole movie. Maybe they didn't want to deal with the effects and CGI and stuff for the whole movie. I don't know, but it looked cool. And as far as length and pacing, I can't remember how long this was, but it was like upwards of 2 hours. It might have been like an hour and 50. I can't remember. I didn't write it down, but who cares? It doesn't feel. First of all, it's not a 3-hour movie like these idiots keep making. Sorry about it, but stop, idiot. No one wants to sit there for 3 hours and watch a movie. Nobody does. TikTok culture. No one has attention spans. No one wants to do that. Stop. But this movie is a good length and also does not feel long at all. It flies. It's very engaging. The first third of the movie wasn't super action-packed, so you could kind of like make the argument that part is a little slower, I guess. But I wouldn't say it was slow or dragged. It was good setup for everything. It was introducing the characters that you're going to be seeing try to survive and get taken out and stuff like that. And once the action kicks off, it kicks off, man. There's good suspense right after that. It's just like kind of nonstop. Honestly, it's just like, are they going to survive? How are they going to get out of this particular situation? Oh, they got to cross the river and do this. And it's suspenseful, and it's edge of your seat almost, kind of constant. You're constantly engaged and wanting to see what happens next. How do they get it out of this situation? How are they going to get away from this thing? How are they going to take it down, maybe? So yeah, it was definitely engaging. Just some random observations. One thing to note is the cross the finish line thing. Dude says, I want to cross the finish line 672 times in this movie. It's like his whole thing is, they're like, why do you want to be a ranger? He's like, to cross the finish line. And his whole thing is because his brother died, and he was trying to save his brother and didn't quite make it back to this like base, and he has shame for that. And it's not really a spoiler. Like, come on, it happens in the first like 5 minutes or whatever. So he's like, oh, I didn't cross the finish line there. I want to cross the finish line with this promise where we were going to become rangers, so I need to do this. And he just says that line so many times in the movie. It just keeps applying to stuff, and he keeps saying it all the way to the end of the movie. He keeps talking about crossing the finish line. It's like, okay, we get it. You don't have to keep harping on the freaking crossing the finish line. All right, man. One other thing I wanted to mention was the cover art for this movie that I saw. There's a few different ones, obviously, like movies do, but there's one that I saw that was so stupid where, I mean, it looks cool, but it makes him look like Alan Richardson is the War Machine. He's got this like eye where it looks like a kind of like cyborg, like android eye or whatever, and he's got like metal coming up his neck, like it's as if he's like a cyborg, and it's making it look like the movie is about him being this big, beefy, gnarly War Machine. And it's like, no, that's not what the movie is. But it's so weird that they did that. There's no point in the movie where he becomes a cyborg or like has any. He's just a dude. He's trying to survive, and that's what honestly makes the movie awesome. So I don't know why they did that with that cover art. Maybe look that up. Maybe I'll put that on the screen. How about that? So you can see what I'm talking about. And real weird. Real weird. I don't know why they did that, but not a fan of that. It looks cool. I mean, great job by the art department making that one, but I just don't understand why they did that. And then, is this movie set up for a sequel? Yes, I think for sure it is definitely set up for a sequel. I thought that watching the movie, because of the way that it ends, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely left open and set up where they could easily do a sequel, or they could easily not. So that's a good job right there. I like that, where you don't leave something fully hanging and open, because if it doesn't get picked up, then that sucks. But it's like open for it if they want to do it. And yeah, Predator Badlands did the same type of thing, where like both of these movies did a good job of leaving that open, or it could totally be its own self-contained thing and they don't need a sequel. But then I saw something on Instagram, and who knows, you can't trust anything being real or official on the internet anymore, but I did see a thing saying the movie was a hit. It was like breaking Netflix records for like the first weekend or week release of a movie, and that it was definitely talks for a sequel were in the works, and it was looking like it was already gonna be like happening. So I don't know if that's official, if it's greenlit or whatever, but I hope so, because this movie was great and the next movie could be awesome, but it depends what they do. But this one was good, so I trust the next one would be too. All right, so for my rating, I gave this one an 8.6. I feel like that's pretty high, but not like super duper high. This movie was not overly like original or unique or something that would launch it up to like the top 5 best movies of all time or anything. So, I didn't want to give it upwards of 9 or anything like that, but it was very good. It was entertaining. It was a fun watch, an easy watch, just a good, straightforward action movie that was just full of suspense and just cool, fun action sequences. I highly recommend this movie, definitely enjoyed the crap out of this. So 8.6, not super, super high, but certainly not low. It's a good score, I think, and it's a good movie. So that's it for my review of War Machine. Is it worth watching this movie? Yeah, I would say it certainly is. You should definitely check it out. I highly recommend it for sure. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you saw this movie or what you thought of it. Stay tuned. Until next time,